Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And it is wonderful to see all of you lovely people back here to join us for part 3 of our look at the very cool and exciting sport of mountaineering, which we are learning all about in this month's Trends and Fads unit.
So as you know, in parts 1 and 2, we were reading a dialogue between two characters, Cliff and Gaia. So Cliff is a mountaineering student who, even though he has no experience climbing mountains, he was very interested in learning about the sport, which is why he signed up for some mountaineering classes.
Yeah, and Gaia, Cliff's teacher, was going to show him a few of the important basic mountaineering skills, such as rope techniques and rock climbing. And then he would learn about how to be safe up in the ice and snow near the top of a high mountain.
Now, after that, at the end of Cliff's 2-day beginner class, they're actually going to get up to the mountains and try to reach a peak, or in other words, get to the top of a mountain.
Right, and we hope that Cliff had a great time, learned a lot, and finally did reach that peak safely. But today, our attention will turn to the sport of mountaineering here in Taiwan, and we'll learn about a real mountaineering school that you can go to, the very first in the whole country, and it's down there near Hualien.
Cool.
So if you or anyone has any interest in taking up this challenging sport, please stay tuned for lots of good and useful information.
Before we begin, though, let's take a look at all of today's new vocabulary right now. 第3天的文章谈到登山学校开办的原因。登山学校的课程并不只是传授登山的技巧而已哦。我们先来看几个单字。第一个单字 aim 是个动词，以什么为目标？片语使用 aim to。比如说 This course aims to teach students how to survive in nature. This course aims to teach students how to survive in nature. 这门课的目标是教学生如何在大自然中生存。第二个单字 valuable 有价值的、有用的，是个形容词。Camping is a very valuable experience. Camping is a very valuable experience. 露营是个非常宝贵的经验。第三个单字 safety 安全是个名词。The most important thing about playing any sport is safety. The most important thing about playing any sport is safety. 从事任何一项运动最重要的就是安全。最后一个单字 respect 尊重、尊敬是个名词。Treat everyone with love and respect. Treat everyone with love and respect. 我们要给大家爱与尊重。好了，我们现在看完单字例句，一起回到课文中。
Hiking is popular in Taiwan and the world. However, it's not the same as mountain climbing. The latter is more difficult and calls for more skills than just walking. That's why there are mountaineering schools. They aim to teach students valuable mountaineering skills. These include rock and ice climbing, using equipment, safety measures, and more.
Explanation 1.
Okay, just like for parts 1 and 2 of our Trends and Fads unit, the title of our story today hasn't changed. It's still Mountaineering Schools Help You Climb Mountains. But yes, it's time to learn about a mountaineering school just like the one Gaia teaches at. But this one is here in Taiwan.
But first, as our article for today begins, we read a little bit more about mountaineering and another sort of similar pastime, hiking. Let's see what it says.
Okay, and the first sentence for today tells us, hiking is popular in Taiwan and the world. Most definitely. Hiking is just a good, healthy walk through the countryside. You get a good pair of shoes and head out into Mother Nature. Clean air, beautiful views, maybe a few wild animals if you're lucky, but that's about it.
Yeah.
That's also why hiking is so popular everywhere. It's easy, It's safe, you don't need any special training, and the equipment, a sturdy pair of shoes, will be easy to find.
Oh, but here's the important part. Hiking is not the same as mountain climbing, not by a long shot. As it says, however, hiking is not the same as mountain climbing. People do sometimes use the two terms in the same way, but they're not quite the same.
Yeah, that's right. And the article explains this point a little bit in the next sentence. We read, the latter, that would be mountain climbing, is more difficult and calls for more skills than just walking. Yes, this is true. If you go for a walk on Yanmingshan on the weekend, even if you walk a long distance and go really, really quickly, well, it's still just hiking.
Yeah, you're not using ropes or wearing a helmet. You're not pulling yourself up steep rock wall. And there's also very little danger. Those are all things that would be true about mountain climbing, however. So let's take a little break here because we can see that this last sentence had a few grammar points. So we're going to get Daphne to help us with that, and then we'll come back to learn more about mountain climbing.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 the latter， 意思是后者。latter 是形容词，意思是两者中后者的。The latter one 则是名词片语，意思是后者。相对说法为 the former， 意思是两者中的前者。我们来看个例句。My boss offered me more money or more vacation days.And I chose the latter. 老板让我选，是要更多钱还是更多假？我选了后者。第二则文法是 call for， 意思是需要。call 是不及物动词，意思是叫唤。for 是介系词，意思是为了。call for 字面意思就是为了点点点而叫唤，引申指需要。我们来看个例句。Today calls for a celebration. 今天需要大肆庆祝。
So, hiking, mountain climbing, they are not the same. Walking across the countryside, through some woods or up a hill, even a big hill, is not mountain climbing. It's hiking.
As we just read, mountain climbing is more difficult than hiking, and it requires special skills, special equipment, and it can also be very dangerous. And so, as we get back to the article, we read, that's why there are mountaineering schools. That's right, places to go to learn all about the sport before you go out in the mountains to try it.
Yeah, I've never heard of a hiking school.
Yeah.
If there was a hiking school, the classes, well, they would be very short. Can you put on some shoes? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you walk? Yes. Well done. You have finished your hiking school class.
Go.
Now go out and hike. Yeah, that would be about it. Now, mountaineering school, though, totally different and way more difficult. And we'll find out more about the types of classes you would take at a mountaineering school after another quick visit with Daphne for the third and final grammar point of the day.
第三则文法是 That's why 加主词加动词，意思是那就是为什么。That 是 that is 的缩写，代名词 that 代指前文提过的事情。is 是连缀动词，用于引出名词子句。why 加主词加动词当主词补语，说明前文提过的事情的原因。我们来看个例句。Joseph overslept this morning. That's why he was late. Joseph 早上睡过头，所以迟到了。
Okay, so we're back with our look at mountaineering schools. So now we know that mountaineering is a lot more complicated and possibly more dangerous than hiking. Hiking is a hobby. Mountaineering is a sport. And like most sports, you need to learn some basic skills before you really go out and try to do it. And that's why we have mountaineering schools. So, what do these places try to teach their students? Well, let's read on.
So the next sentence says they aim to teach students valuable mountaineering skills. In other words, the important and useful skills you will need to go mountain climbing safely and successfully.
And what's that, you ask? What kinds of skills? Well, we read. These include rock and ice climbing, using equipment, safety measures, and more. Wow, that's pretty cool.
因为登山比健行难很多，因此有了登山学校来教人们登山技巧，还有相关的器材跟运用，还有安全措施等等。在这边加几个补充单字 complicated 复杂的 measure 在这边是当名词，是指措施，不是衡量的意思哦。Mountain climbing school sounds really interesting and actually very challenging.
Yeah, see, this is not the same sport as hiking.
No.
Climbing up rocky cliff sides or even up icy mountains using ropes and other special equipment, and those always important safety measures because you don't want to get hurt when you're halfway up a mountain, do you? All right, so it looks like it's time for us to take a quick break here, but then we'll be back with the rest of our article in just a moment, so stick around. Since mountaineering is a group activity, they also focus on teamwork. What's more, they teach respect for the environment. If you're interested in mountain climbing, check out Taiwan's first mountaineering school in Taroko National Park.
Explanation 2.
Okay, so we're learning about some of the things students can learn by taking a mountaineering course. And so I'd say that a class like this is something that anyone who wants to try mountain climbing should definitely do before they even think about trying to do this sport.
I agree 100%, Mike. Think of it as the same as taking swimming classes before trying to swim in the ocean. You would be putting your life and the lives of others in danger if you were foolish enough to just swim in the ocean without being a very good swimmer first.
Exactly. And since mountain climbing is even more of a team sport than swimming, other people could be in danger if you don't know what you are doing on a mountain climbing trip. As we read on, the article tells us more about this idea. Next it says, since mountaineering is a group activity, they also focus on teamwork.
没错，在这边加一个补充单字 teamwork 团队合作，把 team 团队还有 work 工作结合成一个字。Yes, even the best mountain climbers in the world always go climbing with others. It's the only safe way to really do the sport because people can help each other, look after each other, and get help if one person gets in trouble.
Yeah, and along with protecting other climbers, a mountaineering class will also teach you to respect Mother Nature. The next sentence in the article tells us, what's more, they teach respect for the environment. And this is very important. Recently, the number of climbers going up the world's highest mountain, you know, Mount Everest, well, they've turned this beautiful area into the world's highest garbage dump. So many people go up there, and now there's so much garbage. So you want to climb out there in nature, but you don't want to pollute nature.
Yeah. So what do you think? Is mountaineering a sport that you would be interested in learning more about or trying? Well, here's the good news, as it says in the last sentence of the article. If you're interested in mountain climbing, check out Taiwan's first mountaineering school in Taroko National Park. 太鲁阁. Wow, cool.
Very cool. And in a beautiful natural place like Taroko, Tailuga, even the classes will provide you with lots of amazing sights to enjoy from the bottom and then from the top of your first mountain. That'd be the prettiest classroom you were ever in. Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Thanks for joining us. Be safe, and we will see you all back here for more fun and fascinating articles and adventures very soon. Until then, bye-bye. Mountaineering schools help you climb mountains. Hiking is popular in Taiwan and the world. However, it's not the same as mountain climbing. The latter is more difficult and calls for more skills than just walking. That's why there are mountaineering schools. They aim to teach students valuable mountaineering skills. These include rock and ice climbing, using equipment, safety measures, and more. Since mountaineering is a group activity, they also focus on teamwork. What's more, they teach respect for the environment. If you're interested in mountain climbing, check out Taiwan's first mountaineering school in Taroko National Park.
Welcome to Yellowstone National Park. I will be your guide. You may not realize it, but Yellowstone is huge. It covers almost 9,000 square kilometers of land. Before it became a national park, few people knew about this part of America. Officials went there to find out more, and they brought an artist with them. The artist made paintings of the area. When the U.S. government saw the paintings, they were impressed by the area's beauty. In 1872, President Ulysses S. Grant officially made Yellowstone the world's first national park. At first, Yellowstone was also called Wonderland. This name came from the popular book Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Still, Wonderland didn't receive many visitors because it was very far out west. A year after it opened, the Northern Pacific Railway was completed. As a result, more people began visiting the park. Now, millions of visitors come to Yellowstone every year.
Here is more information.
Volcano. It's not safe to live near an active volcano. Erupt. The volcano near Rome erupted yesterday. Reptile. Crocodiles are reptiles. Hot spring. Tendi went to a hot spring with her family last weekend. Waterfall. My friends and I are going swimming under a waterfall tomorrow. Hunt. Henry's father taught him to hunt when he was a teenager. Auction. This beautiful house went to auction recently. Lodge. The lodge is famous for its quiet and peaceful surroundings. Campfire. A campfire can keep us warm while we are camping. Feed. Cindy loves her pony and feeds it every morning. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you learned a lot. We'll catch you later.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到我们1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天是用1分钟的时间来复习单字，还会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好没？1分钟计时，开始。第一个单字呢，它是动词，用来表达目的是什么，主旨旨在什么什么，以什么什么为目标。这个字叫做 aim， 它也有那种瞄准的意思哦。OK，the event aims to raise money for poor children。这个活动目的呢是要替贫困儿童来募款。第二单字呢，它可以用来形容是很有价值的，是有用的、宝贵的。这个字叫做 valuable， 它就是从 value 那个字价值后面加上 able 而来的。OK，the experience taught her a valuable lesson。那次的经验教了她宝贵的一课，很有用的一课。第三单字是表达安全，它是个名词。好，那我们知道 safe 是形容安全的，后面加上 ty 就会变这个名词叫 safety。For safety, you should always wear a helmet when riding a scooter. 为了安全起见，骑车的时候应该都要戴安全帽。第四个单字是尊重、尊敬，这字叫做 respect。Everyone should be treated with respect. 每个人应该都受到尊重。好，刚刚
刚好在1分钟之内复习完单字也造完例句。好，那么不管怎么样，同学们还是记得要多多复习，多多造句练习哦。我们下次见了，拜拜。
See you next time.